Welcome to Review Racer YouTube channel.
The Dell AW3423DWF is an incredible monitor for gaming PCs. It supports refresh rates up to 165 Hz via DisplayPort and supports all common VRR formats to reduce screen tearing. The upside is that it delivers perfect black levels without blooming around bright objects in a dark room, making it ideal for darkroom gaming. Design Alienware hasn't changed, updated, or improved the design of the AW3423DWF compared to its predecessor. There's one notable exception. This model is available only in black, while the previous model was available only in white. The black model lacks the two-tone design of the white model, which uses a white and black panel to contrast design elements, making it less premium. This is simply a difference in style. The new monitor feels as solid and sturdy as its predecessor, which is good news. With its thick plastic panel and large stand, the monitor feels substantial for its size. It's one of the most robust and attractive monitors on the market today. The stand is adjustable for height, tilt, and swivel, and rotates a few degrees in either direction. It's also heavy enough to hold the monitor securely in place, preventing it from wobbling if bumped against a desk. However, a common issue with previous models persists. The stand is too large and deep, forcing the display to sit slightly closer than expected. Instead, this monitor features a standard 100 by 100 mm VESA mount for attaching third-party monitor stands or arms. Features and menus. The Alienware AW3423DWF offers a wider range of ports than its predecessor, with more DisplayPort inputs. On the back of the AW3423DWF are two DisplayPort 1.4 ports and one HDMI 2.0 port. This is an improvement over its more expensive predecessor, the AW3423DW. Why? HDMI 2.0 only supports a 100 Hz refresh rate at the monitor's native resolution. Replacing the HDMI port with a DisplayPort allows you to add a second PC input with a refresh rate of up to 165 Hz. This monitor has 4 USB-A ports, 2 of which are located on the front for easy access. These ports are powered by the USB-B upstream port. There's still no USB-C port. While this is understandable for a gaming monitor, it would have been nice to have at least one USB-C input. The Alienware menu system uses a joystick located behind the center of the bottom bezel. It's highly accessible and responsive to inputs. The menus are well labeled and organized, making navigation easy. This monitor offers a variety of image quality adjustments, including sRGB and DCI-P3 modes, various color temperature and gamma adjustments, and RGB color adjustments for hue, gain, and saturation. There are a few drawbacks, such as the color temperature mode not appearing to be available with other calibration options. However, these options allow creators to tailor the monitor to their needs, which is good news if you plan to use this monitor for professional photo editing, video editing, or graphic design work. Refresh rate. The Dell AW3423DWF's maximum refresh rate is slightly lower than the 175 Hz of the Dell Alienware AW3423DW. But the difference between the two models is negligible. However, transmitting a 10-bit signal at native resolution via DisplayPort limits the maximum refresh rate, as the EDID only allows for 100 Hz or 60 Hz refresh rates. Fortunately, if you want a higher refresh rate with a 10-bit signal, you can create a custom resolution. However, we don't reflect custom resolutions in our test results. SDR image quality. The AW3423DWF features the same QD-OLED panel as the previous model, and our tests showed the same performance. The Alienware AW3423DWF's SDR brightness is 250 nits, slightly higher than the previous model's 246 nits. This is a reasonable SDR brightness level for an OLED monitor. However, 250 nits isn't as bright as the Asus ProArt PA348CGV, our favorite ultra-wide monitor without OLED or mini LED technology. The Alienware also uses a glossy display coating that amplifies reflections. Bright light sources, such as a sunlit window or a 60-watt LED bulb, can make viewing uncomfortable. OLED is best suited for dark rooms with well-controlled lighting. The contrast ratio is excellent, approaching infinity. While the exact contrast ratio of OLED panels can vary, Alienware claims 1,000,000 to 1, this figure isn't a useful guideline. In fact, all OLED monitors in the graph above achieve visually perfect black levels in a dark room. The Asus ProArt PA348CGV, which uses edge-lit LED backlighting and has minimal dimming zones, had a much lower maximum contrast ratio of 1,120 to 1. This is a pretty good figure for a monitor in its price range, but the difference with the Alienware AW3423DWF is clear. HDR image quality. The Alienware AW3423DWF offers a significantly improved HDR experience compared to its predecessor, though not perfect. First, the bad news. This is an OLED display, and like most OLED panels used in monitors today, it can't display extreme brightness. The maximum full-screen HDR brightness was 306 nits, and when the display was only 10% lit, the maximum brightness was 453 nits. LED and mini-LED displays typically achieve and maintain a brightness of 500 to 600 nits at full screen. This puts the AW3423DWF at a disadvantage when displaying very bright scenes, such as snow-covered mountain peaks. It doesn't appear as clean and sharp as competing products that use LED lighting. However, OLED's contrast ratio shouldn't be overlooked. Performance. While sharp and vivid images are important, gaming should be as smooth and responsive as possible. Fortunately, the AW3423DWF's performance is just as impressive as its bold design. A 165 Hz refresh rate, AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, and a 0.1 millisecond response time enable this impressive performance. However, if your PC can't handle high frame rates, you might not get the best results. I connected the AW3423DWF to a fairly powerful Dell XPS 8950, and the refresh rate and frame rate were always in sync. Cyberpunk 2077 looks great and runs great. The curve of the monitor made it feel like I was actually walking through the gritty neon-lit streets of Night City in Cyberpunk 2077.
Like, share, subscribe to Review Racer channel.